Inshallah, kabla sijakaribisha mgeni mwingine anayefaa kuongea, I would like to invite our brother Mr. Araphat, our previous chairman of the union and recent Shura board member.
Yeah, and also members of the Muslim Union. First, I would like to acknowledge the amazing work that you've done. It's not such an easy task to pull off such an activity like this. It's kind of like, this is such a huge achievement, so kudos to that. Has been so amazing. I can imagine the kind of effort that it went to sort of like pull up such kind of an activity like this. Yeah, my name is Araphat Mu. I did study here. I did my Bachelor's of Science in Medical Engineering. Unfortunately, sikumaliza. I opted to take a break because I was running a company that I started in my hostel. So I opted to prioritize running the company than continuing on with my studies. But nitakuja kumaliza. Then, so I'm kind of like curious to know, as he mentioned, there's going to be like appointment of new officials, right? I think applications are currently ongoing. So maybe by show of hands, who among you are kind of like interested to take up positions, leadership positions in the Muslim Union? Like if you are interested, just kind of like show up your hand, just raise up your hand. Sahih, mashallah, it's great. Quite a number of hands, right? So I do assume that most of, if not all of you have applied, right? Na assume hivo, sir. But one thing, maybe to pick from what the facilitators have said, starting from Dr. Madiha, there's something that she said around sacrifice. For sure, if you're serving in the Muslim Union, my presentation, I'm going to kind of like link it between what I learned while serving in the Muslim Union and what I'm currently applying in my professional career, how that is really helping me out in my day-to-day job, right? Even though I studied medical engineering, I'm not really actually practicing medical engineering. I'm doing project management, right? So one thing that I know, it is very hard to balance both academics na kuserve Muslim Union. Those two tasks are very demanding. Many times kutakuwa na clash, right? Unahitaji ukue kwa class, at the same time you need to follow up on a sponsor for an activity. You need to do quite a number of things. So mtakosana na lecturers kwa sababu many times watu wako kwa daro. That was my experience. Nilikosana na lecturers kibao many times because I hardly used to be in class. Especially wakati kuna events. Hata you could even spend a week without even appearing in class because you're trying to follow up on an activity. Right? And in the end, that also has a negative sort of like impact on your academics. However, one thing that I promise you, it's not all about books. It's not all about studies. So, where I work, okay, I have a diploma. I don't have a degree. So, but for sure, when I joined that organization, I raised through the ranks very fast, more than even some other folks when you work on a degree, na missing at a degree, right? The level of decisions that I make, the level of individuals that I communicate with, somebody might even think I have a master's, but I don't have. I only have a diploma. But one thing that I want to get to assure you is that most of the stuff that I'm applying in my professional career, whether it is meetings that I'm chairing, whether it is activities that we're preparing for, 95% of that I learned it wakati tuna run Muslim Union. I promise, that's for assurance. 95% of that I learned it wakati I was volunteering in the Muslim Union, right? Whether it is a meeting you're chairing and stuff like that. There is no difference between the vice chancellor na the chairman ama chair lady wa Muslim Union. The difference is ni kidogo. The only difference is the scale. Kwa sababu maybe Muslim Union muna target say maybe 500 students within TUM on a get, right? For the vice chancellor, she's looking at 10,000 students and maybe thousands of lecturers. You get it? But the leadership principles ni zile zile. Principles are the same, they never change. The only difference is the scale. So if you are committing to volunteer in a leadership position hapa Muslim Union, please take it very seriously, right? Sheikh Zakaria has told us that if you take up a leadership position, that is a responsibility, and you have to take whatever it takes to deliver. You're gonna have to take whatever it takes. Otherwise, come you're not willing to sacrifice and put in the effort, don't apply. Baki tuko, because it is a responsibility, and you will be held accountable. So if you cannot manage, don't dare. Please don't dare, because it's not for the faint-hearted. I promise you that it's not for the faint-hearted. Right? It's not for the faint-hearted. If you're somebody who only cares about books, don't become an official. Baki tu kwa vitabu zako. But if you're somebody who wants to learn, unataka kulearn leadership practically, then become an official. But it's not easy. You're gonna fail in some cuts, you're gonna perform poorly at some point, but I promise you the fulfillment yenye utapata wakati ona serve Muslim Union, it's going to pay off better than even folks who were only focused on books. I'm talking out of experience because that is what I got to pass through. So that's all that I have to say, and wish you all the best.
Thank you, brother Araphat. Sasa ningependa kumpa dakika 5 chairman wetu, the current chairman
Tummsa, that is with double M. Hapa kuna Tummsa mbili, kuna Tummsa Council na Tummsa Muslim Union with double M, Technical University Muslim Students Association yetu hiyo, na kuna na Tummsa Council. Ukiwa chairman wa Tummsa Council